The first step you want to do if you want to take back control of your life is self-reflection. Now, this is why we talk about meditation and journaling a lot. Honestly, an actionable step that you can do right now is go down and get a journal. Whether it be the Super Center, whether it be Dollar General, whether it be whatever. You can get a journal for literally $1, $2. Very cheap prices to transform your life. I have multiple journals myself. I have a couple journals sitting next to me right now. Just to show you guys I am what I talk about. The point being is you must jot down what you're actually thinking. See, every day we live our lives, we're never asking ourselves, what are we thinking? So thoughts come in and out of our mind. They delve into our subconscious mind, and then we start living these false lives that aren't really ours. You must understand what is in your brain. If you want to take back control of your life, the first step is what is taking control of your life. And that is where the hidden subconscious things that you need to focus on are. So self-reflection is extremely powerful. Self-reflection actually helps you steer your life in where you want to go. We just live our lives. We never think about what's actually going on in our lives and what's actually in our mind. Get a journal, jot down what you're thinking, or even record yourself, how I'm doing now, on what you're thinking, kind of as a personal journal. This is going to help you identify barriers that may be in your way. The next one is set clear goals. So in that journal that we previously talked about, I want you to set clear goals. Set 1, 2, 3. I usually do 3. Set 3 goals that you can do within the next 3 to 6 months. Because what this does is it actually puts your life in a certain direction. If you ask the average person, what are their goals? They may not have any. Or it's a high in the sky goal like, oh, I just want to be happy. Now, nothing's wrong with that, right? Nothing's wrong with just wanting to be happy. But it's not really a goal that doesn't really have practical steps. It's kind of just a high in the sky goal. Set actual practical goals that have practical steps attached to them. For example, if you want to lose 30 pounds, well, what do you have to do to lose 30 pounds? And then you work backward. You have to go to the gym to lose 30 pounds. You have to do a certain amount of cardio. You have to watch your diet. You see how that works? You see how that's an actual practical goal versus a goal of, oh, I just want to be happy. Or maybe a super unrealistic goal like, I want to make 100K a year. I want to make 100K this year. But you're making like 20K or 30K. You got to have a very practical goal, because the biggest part with this is once you complete that goal, you're going to start having momentum. Every time you complete a goal, you're steering your life in a certain direction. So the whole basis of taking back control of your life all starts with your goals. What goal do you actually have? What goal do you want to complete? Once you complete that goal, boom, you just controlled your life in a certain direction. See, the thing is, the average person does have goals, but their goals are simply moment to moment. Their goals are how they feel. Oh, I want to eat this cake. Oh, I want to watch this TV. I want to finish this season of this. Oh, I want to smoke this or drink this, or oh, I want to go out and party, or stuff like this. It's okay to do these things from time to time, but these things aren't actual goals. These things aren't certain things that you should spend your time on. And once you delve more and more into these habits, you're going to start feeling yourself lose grip of your life. And this is why most people feel like they're not in the driver's seat. And most people feel like life in general is just taking control. And most people feel like circumstances are taking control of their life instead of themselves taking control of their lives. And we actually want to complete these goals. We don't want to just dream about them. So set a timeline. I say 3 to 6 months, but it can be 1 to 12 years. It can be 1 to 2 years. I honestly rather you have a goal that's about 3 months or 2 months, just so you can build that momentum. And once you build that momentum, then you can be able to tackle harder and bigger goals. So the next one is learn to say no. You got to learn to say no within even just this life. There's so much things that want our attention. Even me right now, I want your attention. I want you to watch this whole video. Everything wants our attention. We have so many addictions out here. We have so many people who want our attention, jobs who want our attention. We got to learn to say no and start prioritizing the goals that we just previously mentioned to ourselves. We got to learn to prioritize our time to ourselves, because if you're giving your time to everybody, then what is your time really worth? It's worth nothing. See, the funny thing about time is it's a currency that we ourselves dictate. Time at the end of the day is life. So if you give your time, aka your life, for free or for nothing, or you're treating it like it's not worth anything, then you're saying to yourself subconsciously that your life isn't worth anything. And that's why you kind of feel a little shitty when you just say yes to things that you honestly want to say no to. Maybe you're trying to be a nice guy. Maybe you're trying to be cool with everybody. Listen, at the end of the day, you have to put yourself first, and you have to learn to say no to certain things and set boundaries. And what you realize is that once you start doing this, people actually respect you more. People actually respect your boundaries more. People actually respect your time more. You ever have that friend who's just always late to going to something? Maybe you guys are going to dinner. He's late. She's late. Or maybe you have a partner. They're late all the time. They're always 5-10 minutes late. That's because in some certain aspect, they don't respect your time. You have to bring this conversation up. It could be an uncomfortable conversation, but it's conversations that's needed at the end of the day, right? You got to treat your time like your life, because it is important. Learn to say no to certain things. When one door closes, another one opens, and you have to remember that, because not everything that is presented to you, you should say yes to. You're not being mean, you're not being an asshole, you're not being any of these stigmas or, any of these things that society tries to put us on to convince us to do things that aren't in our favor. You're just doing what is best for you and for your growth. The last point is celebrate your progress. Celebrate and acknowledge your progress. Celebrate how far you have gone. Because sadly, when you're trying to take control of your life, or at least steer your life in a certain direction, you're going to fail. That's just the nature of life. You fail every time with certain situations. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the steps to it. And if you want to take back control of your life or steer your life in a certain direction, you gotta accept that you're going to fail. You might fail here, but it's not about how you fail. It's more about how you get back up, right? So when you do get back up, celebrate it, acknowledge it, appreciate it. Appreciate your failures. Appreciate where you're going. Because let's be honest, if you're not failing, to be honest, that means you're not trying. Okay? If you're not failing, that means you're not trying. Maybe you didn't hit lose 30 pounds in 4 months. Maybe you didn't hit that goal. But I guarantee on the way of hitting that goal, you probably lost 5 pounds. You probably lost 10 pounds. Celebrate that. Appreciate yourself for doing that. What this does is it makes a positive feedback loop. As long as you appreciate that, extend the timeline of your goal a little bit more and just appreciate that, damn, maybe I didn't lose 30 pounds, but I did lose 10 pounds. I did lose 5 pounds. Let me take the things I learned from losing that 5 pounds, accentuate it, maybe write it down, and then what I learned from losing that 5 pounds, I can take to lose that 25 pounds. You get what I mean? Maybe you failed a test. Same thing. What can I learn from failure? You see, when we talk about taking an L is just a lesson. A loss is just a lesson. That's all failure is here for, is to learn and get back up. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this video helped you take back control of your life. If you want online coaching, hit my line. That's it though. Have a great one.